Hello everyone, casual boxing fan here. We've got a big weekend of boxing coming up. We've got the AJV Andy Ruiz fight, and then the co-main event we have Callum Smith v Hassan N'Dam. And this is a mismatch in my opinion. Callum Smith, obviously the new WBA 168-pound world champion, beating George Groves by I think 7th round knockout. So his first defense is against a middleweight, against Hassan N'Dam. And a middleweight that is known to be a bit chinny. Well, he's got good recovery powers, but he doesn't get knocked down quite a lot and hurt. But his powers of recovery are quite amazing, if I'm being quite honest. But this is the issue. You'd expect a bigger fight from Callum Smith, especially now on such a big undercard. He obviously wants the Canelo fight, but I'd like to see a bit better from him in terms of opposition. At least 168-pounder, to be fair. Let's be honest here. I'd expect to be seeing him fight more of a top-level guy. But this is the fight we got, and I think it's going to be an easy night's work for Callum Smith. I don't think N'Dam has what it takes to beat a Callum Smith. He's a good fighter, don't get me wrong. He's got some good skills. He moves quite well. He has a good jab when he uses it. He can throw, he can go to the body, he can go to upstairs quite well. You know, he's very much a guy that does most things well, but does nothing spectacular. And that's been his issues when he's gone up to top level. That he could do things well, but he could do nothing spectacular. He could never really pull something out of the bag. While Smith, on the other hand, is a good body puncher, good jab, big man, good power, decent hand speed. You know, there's a lot more in the bag than N'Dam. So I would expect him to get the stoppage within the first 8 rounds. And if he didn't, and this went to the decision, I'd be disappointed. That doesn't mean N'Dam can't be slippery, he can't be slick, he can't change up things a little bit, but N'Dam has a serious problem. N'Dam is an old school fighter. He's a rhythm fighter. He fights with a rhythm. And if you've noticed, whenever he fights a guy that's quite quick and explosive and can change the rhythm and doesn't get lulled into N'Dam's rhythm, doesn't fight the fight at his pace, and N'Dam struggles. For instance, Lemieux, Quillin. Both those men knocked him down a total of 10 times. And the reason for that was they burst in, they were explosive, they put the pressure on him. They didn't let the fight at that very slow pace N'Dam likes, where you let him move on the outside, you let him come on the inside when he wants. They didn't fight at that pace. And they also changed up the speed of their shots. They didn't just throw the same shots over and over again at the same speed. Because N'Dam likes to do that. N'Dam is very much like, every punch he throws is at the same speed, everything he does is at the same speed. If you can time N'Dam, that's when you can hurt him. Or if you can burst in and change the rhythm of the fight, that's when you can hurt him. For instance, let's look at his most recent fight against Martin Murray. Murray allowed N'Dam to fight at his own speed, his own pace. He allowed N'Dam to work and to fight how he wanted. Murray at no point put N'Dam on any real pressure. Yeah, he was walking forward, but that's not really the sort of pressure that gets N'Dam. The sort of pressure that gets N'Dam is when you're working behind a jab and you have an active work rate, because N'Dam will keep his hands at home. N'Dam is the type of fighter where if you punch, I'm going to keep my hands at home. He's not a counter puncher. He's a you-go, I-go fighter, and that's N'Dam's problem. You can catch him. And you can catch him, because he does go on them ropes quite a lot, and he can get himself trapped in the corners. So if you put pressure on him, and you use your speed to change up the rhythm, you're going to hurt him. And that's what I expect Smith to do. I don't think Smith should be on the back foot at all. I think Smith should be working behind his long jab, pushing N'Dam back, looking to throw his combinations. He's a good body puncher, looking to use his uppercut, and looking to change the speed and the variety of his shots, and he should get N'Dam out of there. Especially with that right hand, because you can really hit him down with that right hand if you look for it. If you chop that right hand down, you can hit him down with it 110%. He's not a guy with a lot of head movement. He's a guy that likes to use his feet. He's a guy that likes to keep his gloves high, but you could really get that right hand round the guard, and you should be able to hurt him. Smith has his weaknesses, of course he does, because we've seen it. We saw against Eric Skoglund, then the guy called, I think his name's Holsken, Dutch. But those guys were able to bust up Smith's nose by coming forward and apply a lot of front foot pressure and using their jab, a very stiff jab behind them, because we know Smith can sometimes be quite squared on. So, you know, that's things that give him trouble, and he does back off quite a lot. If you put pressure on him, he will back off, and that's what he did there. But I also think Smith has a bad habit of fighting to the level of his competition, because look how good he was against Groves. Didn't put a foot wrong. But against Skoglund and Holsken, he seemed a bit lackluster, almost like he was just going through the paces, just working the jab, working the body here and then. And I don't want to see that against N'Dam. If he wants this Canelo fight, he has to be impressive. He has to come out and put the fight on him. Obviously, we know another problem with Smith is he gets countered with that right hand quite a lot over the top of his jab, because he's a tall man and he can bend over a little bit, like hunch down a little bit to your size, and he can shoot that jab a little bit closer. You can counter him over the top of that right hand. But I don't think N'Dam has that ability. I don't think he's that fighter that's going to really expose that. I think someone like Canelo will definitely expose that. But I don't think N'Dam will. So a lot of Callum Smith's weaknesses, I don't expect N'Dam to expose them. I really don't expect N'Dam to do much, win any rounds or anything. I really don't. I'm just looking at Smith. I'm just looking what he does. He should be able to apply enough front foot pressure. That jab should be quick enough and sharp enough to keep N'Dam on the back foot. And he should have good enough combinations and varied enough to hurt N'Dam and eventually stop him. You know, we saw what Ryota Murata was able to do in that second fight where he was inside and he worked N'Dam over. And he can be hit. He's there to be hit, you know. N'Dam is a funny character. He can go on the inside, he can go on the outside, but either way, he's there to be hit. If you go in there and you throw the right shots, you pick your shots, and you throw an accumulation, not just throwing single hard shots like Murray did. That's how you're going to get him. That's how you're going to get him out of there. And I feel that we'll be seeing Callum Smith get the stoppage. You know, I can pick another example of N'Dam. The first fight of Murata. Murata was very patient against N'Dam. He picked his shots very well, and he wasn't really looking to throw in high volume. Now that's the type of fight N'Dam wants. That's when N'Dam's going to have his little pockets of success. Callum Smith has to be having active work rate. I'm not saying he has to throw 100 punch round, but just active work rate. Don't just throw single hard shots. Because that's when N'Dam starts to get a little bit in his rhythm. Throw 1-2s, 3-4s. Just keep it active. Keep that work rate active. And N'Dam will be stuck. He'll be stuck on the defensive. He'll be stuck moving. Change up the speed of your punches, and that's how you hurt him. You know, we've seen Quillen, we've seen the move. We know the blueprint on how to beat N'Dam. And it's out there for everyone to see. So I really do expect this to be an easy win for Callum Smith. And hopefully he moves on to bigger and better things. I'd much rather see him get the fight over Golovkin against Canelo. If that happens, I'll be happy with it. But at this point, there's a lot of good options out there for Canelo. Demetrius Andrade, Sergey Derevyanchenko. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that want a bit of Canelo. But hopefully Callum Smith's the one to get it. I really do think that Canelo's looking at it because he went up to fight Rocky Fielding. So I think he's definitely looking at taking on Callum Smith. But hopefully it's a good fight. Hopefully we get a stunning knockout in this fight, but you never know. Thank you all for listening. This has been the Casual Boxing Fan.